Willpower, my dear. Learn some willpower. Hello there and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. Okay, if you watched my recent video, I recently filmed a video that was first filmed by Caitlin Pulowski, and it was when Caitlin looked at her handbag collection if she had never been influenced by Instagram or YouTube or luxury bloggers, and it's the bags that you would have walked into the store, fallen in love with and bought yourself without any outside influence. So I did that, and then I thought, oh right, okay, I'll also film my handbag collection of what was influenced and who it was influenced by and where I was influenced to buy it. And when I started to bring the bags out to do this, I was feeling kind of smug because I thought, well, I actually had quite a few bags that I had bought myself, even without influence. So this is going to be like, I'm quite smug. There won't be that many. And, obviously, I know my own mind and I buy what I like. La la la, la la la. Nonsense. Absolute and utter nonsense. I have brought out the bags which are mountain here beside me that I have been influenced to buy and where I was influenced to buy them, and I am ashamed of myself. There are so many. Now don't get me wrong, I love them. I absolutely love them. But if I'm honest, there was definitely some outside influence in them. Now we've quite a few to get through, so we better just get started. And the first one is this little baby. Now, she needs no introduction. This is the Chanel rectangle mini from the 17B collection in the rose gold that is so sought after. These go for crazy money in the resale market. There is such a demand for them, and I suppose it's just down to her beauty. She's absolutely stunning. She is iridescent rose gold. It depends what way the light hits her. She can be pink, she can be purple, she can be green, she can be blue, or it can pick up in the light and look just quite rose gold as it is now. She has light gold hardware, which I love, and she's an absolute stunner. And this one wasn't influenced by any one person, so to speak. This was just influenced by being on social media and by seeing this bag on both Instagram and YouTube. Probably more Instagram, if I'm honest, and seeing this bag a lot, and I just absolutely fell in love with her and became quite obsessed. When I really fall for something big time, I can become a little bit obsessed by it. And that's what happened with this bag. I just became obsessed, absolutely obsessed. And I was on a mission. And yeah, this, as much as I love her, and I still love her, and I really enjoy using her, she was definitely bought with a little bit of outside influence. If it's okay to admit that in our safe space of handbag YouTube. And before anybody tells me, yes, I know what's going on in the world today, but please, this is escapism only, and it is in no way meant to undermine it. Next is this little beauty. I have a thing for Chanel minis. If you haven't watched my channel before, you'll get that. I have quite a thing for Chanel minis. This is the Chanel mini in the rectangle size from the 18B collection. This is the raspberry red. It can pick up on camera, as being quite red, but there is definitely a raspberry look to it. The colour was actually called raspberry. It's in the silver hardware, and it is my only, I think I'm right in saying it is my only leather mini in the traditional quilting as opposed to the chevron. And this, hands down, was influenced by Mini from Minx for All. Minx for All was the first luxury YouTube channel that I stumbled across, the first luxury handbag channel that I stumbled across. I didn't know luxury YouTube was a thing until I stumbled across Minx's channel, and it was when looking for a video comparing the medium to the jumbo in the Chanel, and I became addicted to her channel, absolutely love her channel, and she got this in the 18B in the raspberry colour. And I fell in love, and I love this colour. I love deep, strong, dual tones and colours. I'm a sucker for them, and I just really loved this, and I do love it. I ended up then finding this bag on Fashion File, which at the time was a pretty good price. These now sell for quite a bit over retail, if I'm not mistaken. But I found her on Fashion File. She is caviar, which is obviously hard to get now that they have stopped making caviar minis, and I absolutely love her. But that is where the influence for that little baby came from. Moving swiftly on. This is a half, because I had to put this in the last video of non-influence bags as a half. And the reason that this is a half is because I had been in Chanel in London and completely fallen in love with a Chanel mini in the tweed in London, but it wasn't this tweed, it was a lighter tweed, it was pinks and silvers, and it was absolutely stunning. And I would have bought it then, only I was buying my classic flap and I didn't have the funds to be buying 2 Chanel bags on the same day, so I had to leave the tweed mini because that's what I went for. And the tweed then became my own doing, my own influence. I was obsessed with getting a Chanel tweed bag. I wanted a tweed bag. But this tweed, I have to say, I was influenced on this actual tweed by Instagram and YouTube, because it just became, it stormed social media, because if you can see through the tweed, it has the little Coco Chanel ribbons through it. And this became super, super popular. And it was the 20S collection, I believe. It is also in the rectangle size, and it has the silver hardware, I want to say. Oh no, I think that might be like gold hardware. My sticker is still on mine. I'm one of those people. But I think, yeah, I think it's like gold hardware. And she's beautiful. I don't regret her at all, even though the tweed, sorry, excuse me, there was a little bit of outside influence on. I absolutely love, and that tweed I do not regret at all. Next, moving on, just to show that it's not just Chanel I can be influenced on. The Nano Speedy. Now this, oh no, I was about to tell you a lie. I was going to say that that wasn't influenced. This was influenced. This was influenced by LuxBV on Instagram. She has this charm and I fell for it as soon as I saw it. This has to be one of my favourite Louis Vuitton symbols. So I got the charm from Vestiaire Collective, and then the Nano Speedy I fell in love with on Instagram. This wasn't even YouTube, this was Instagram. And I remember putting a poll on my stories of, should I do it? Is the Nano Speedy worth it? Should I do it? And absolutely influenced and went ahead and had to track this one down. I do love this bag. One of the things I love about it is it's so light and it's so easy to wear. I wish the strap, like everybody else, was detachable and adjustable. And one of the things I really like about this is I used to have a Speedy B in this 25 size, but it was a little bit big on me crossbody and it didn't sit that well, whereas now I can have the classic Speedy shape, but in the Nano, which works better for me, works better for my lifestyle, and sits better on my, I'm 5'1", so I think it just works better and I'm just happier with it, and I'm happy that I get to have a Speedy, albeit in the Nano. Next, there's so many, I don't know what to pick up next. Okay, let's stick with LV. And it is the Palm Springs Mini. Again, social media. Saw this all over Instagram. Just fell in love with the cuteness of it being a mini backpack. That is just something that really appealed to me. She just looked like slightly different. Just a different shape of a normal handbag as a mini backpack, and I really, really liked her. I'm glad that whenever it was the old zipper, I couldn't track it down, because I know there was a lot of problems with the old zipper, and mine is the new zipper, and that was simply because I couldn't find it whenever it was still the old zipper. Glad that I waited, because this is better. I have actually never worn this as a backpack, ever. I either just grab this by the hand, or I normally wear this crossbody. This is one of those bags that I normally wear quite casually, and even with like leggings and a hoodie, I will throw this bag on. It holds a huge amount. Well, I say huge compared to my mini bag collection, but it holds a lot. It holds a really good amount. It's great for shopping. It's great for all weather because it's all treated leather. And I love it, and I don't know why I'm doing a mini review, but I love it. And that was absolutely influenced by social media. So what is going next? Willpower, my dear. Learn some willpower. Where would the fun in that be? The fun would be in the funds in your bank. Skipping on. Okay, next. Pochette Matisse. Again, no one person in particular, but definitely Instagram. Instagram. Absolutely. If I was in a position where I wanted to actively stop shopping for a while, or wanted to have a no buy period of time, I should just disable Instagram from my phone. And yeah, we don't have a huge amount of boutiques here, so just disable Instagram and Bank Manager would be happy. But I saw this on Instagram. It was all over Instagram for a while. I've had this for a couple of years now, and even with the glazing issues and everything, I absolutely loved it. I am a geek at heart. I am a stationery geek, so I loved the satchel look. I loved that it reminded me of a school bag, of a really old-fashioned school bag, and I love it. I love it, but as much as I love it, I can't take the credit. I can't say it was all my own doing. That was absolutely influenced by Instagram. Next. Moving swiftly on. So oh, hello. Oh, mummy. I knew we were not getting through this whole video without the small boy coming to visit. Absolutely knew it. Okay, so moving swiftly on. This is the Louis Vuitton Capucines mini in the mini size. Now I have one here that was all my own doing, so I suppose this is another half and half because the shape of the bag and the mini Capucines mini was all me. Absolutely loved it, absolutely fell in love with it. I just makes the Capucines for me so much more wearable. But this colour, I have to be honest, I saw this colourway on Foxy LV's Instagram and also on Pavel LV's Instagram. I understand that he is a sales assistant in Dubai, where they would obviously have a bigger store and get a lot more of the maybe special limited edition type bags, but the colourway just absolutely caught me, and once I saw it on both of their Instagrams, I have to track that down. I just fell in love overnight. It was like me and you are going to be we are going to be together for a long, long time. And it took my sales assistant a long time to find her. He tells me it was the last one in Europe. It came from Monaco, and I absolutely love it. So I'm going to give that a half and half, because definitely if I hadn't saw the colourway on Instagram, I would never ever have known about it because it didn't come to the Dublin store. Next, back to Chanel. I get so many messages about this bag, about whether or not I would be willing to sell it, and I'm not. I love it. She's going nowhere. But this is another one that was a bit of a, no, I was going to say it was a bit of a mix. It wasn't. It was Fashionably Amy. You'll see a trend with a few of Fashionably Amy's bags. Fashionably Amy has this in this size in the black caviar, and I had watched her review video on it a number of times. Jerusha then has it in navy. LV Lover CC has it in red, and I became obsessed. It was the black that I really, really wanted though, so I kept going back to Amy's video, and absolutely this was influenced by Fashionably Amy. I'm not sorry she influenced me on this, because I absolutely love it. Lux Lover from Instagram tracked this down for me. It took her quite a while to find it because I wanted it in like new condition, and it actually came with the tags attached. And I adore it. So thank you, Amy, for influencing me. But definitely, had I not watched your channel, this little beauty would not be in this collection. Willpower. And then next is this one. I adore this bag. I adore you. Adore this bag. This colour just knocked me for six. Had to have her. Absolutely fell in love. I saw this first on Jerusha Couture's Instagram, then I saw it on Jerusha's YouTube, then I saw it on Isabel Styles' YouTube, and then I was done for. I just absolutely became obsessed, and it took me quite a while to track this down. I did in the end, and I absolutely love her. But this, as much as if I had seen her in store, she is from the 18B collection. She is the purple. If I'd seen her in store, absolutely, I wouldn't have needed to be influenced, but she didn't come to Dublin. And it was just seeing her on the Instagram and the YouTube, I became absolutely obsessed. So she was definitely influenced, although I don't regret her at all. She is one of the bags that makes me smile the most like an idiot, and just makes me so happy because of the colour, and the lambskin is so squishy and squashy, and she's just so beautiful. She has light gold hardware, which I love. I love her. So yes, she was an influenced bag, but there are no regrets over here in the corner. Next one. Who am I kidding? No, there's no regrets with her, but I'm definitely trying to also convince myself. Was the YSL Lulu. Now, this was because of the colour. Again, this is the most buttery, softest, most beautiful neutral colour. I have said before, I haven't actually used this bag, and it's because I always reach for the Chanel 19 instead of this, I think. But I saw this bag on Instagram. I saw it, I think, also on Chase Amy's YouTube. And it was the colour got me. I just really, really wanted to try the colour. I wanted to try the bag. The inside of the bag seemed like such a good layout for me. It just seemed like such a beautiful bag that I thought, yeah, she is for me. And definitely an influenced purchase, and definitely one that Instagram takes another bit of blame for. Now this little beauty. Now I actually know, and I won't name, but I know that because of watching this channel, one of you guys were actually influenced and bought this exact bag, this Chanel Charms camera bag. Look at those charms. Aren't they just absolutely stunning? There's not enough good things to say about those. They're so, so beautiful. And it's such a soft bag. It actually fits a lot more than it looks. But if you follow the CC Spy on Instagram, Laura, if you are a Chanel lover and you don't follow the CC Spy on Instagram, you should. She has a fabulous Chanel collection. For me, one of the things that Laura does for Chanel for me is she makes Chanel modern and relevant. And I don't mean the bags, I mean the clothing. Some of the clothes that I would maybe struggle to make look modern or to know how to wear, she shows them in a modern twist and a modern take, and just, to me anyway, opens my eyes up a bit about Chanel. And just, I think if you're interested in Chanel, go check out Laura. But anyway, she has this in the reissue size, not the camera bag, the actual proper reissue bag. And it has obviously the reissue chains, and it's covered in charms. There's slightly less charms on the camera bag. But when I saw her reissue with the charms, I fell in love with the charms, and I just realised how the charms made that bag so special. And they just made it that little bit different, because the charms just elevated a little bit, make it a little bit different, make it a bit out of the ordinary, and I fell in love with it. And it was, yeah, looking for the charms, and then this happened to come up on Designer Wish bags in very, very good condition. The price wasn't too bad, and I just had to have her. But definitely Laura from Instagram is to blame for that little purchase. She definitely influenced me there. And then this beauty. Oh, hello. Me loves her. If you've watched my videos before, you'll know I'm obsessed with this bag. This is me in a bag. I absolutely adore this bag. Not enough good things to say, but this was again influenced by Fashionably Amy. Fashionably Amy has this in the gold. Mine is the iridescent, where you can go from purple to green. Amy's is just the gold print, and she has a video on her channel where she reviews that bag, and I must have watched it about 10 times. And just over and over again to convince myself, or look to see would that bag work for me, because it was so stunning. And once I did, I became completely hooked and had to track this down. Now, I saw a few of them on Fashion File, but I knew I wanted this to be in very new like condition. So I also got this from Designer Wish bags, which I have no hesitation in recommending. Obviously this isn't sponsored, but no hesitation in recommending their bags. But yeah, I just love her. But Amy is to blame for her completely and utterly. I don't think actually until I saw that bag on Amy's channel, I don't actually think I'd ever seen that bag. I don't even think I knew that that bag existed, to be honest. The next one that I was influenced on, do you see what I mean about being all, you know, smug at the start? Oh, but I picked so many of my own bags, and now realising how many are here that I was influenced on. Next is the Chanel 19. Now, again, if you've watched my channel, you know I absolutely adore this bag. So absolutely no regrets on being influenced on this. But when I first saw this, when it first came out on the Chanel, what would you call the campaign shots? And I think it was like a deep pink one that they were holding, maybe under the arm or something. And I kind of looked at it and thought, yeah, I'm not really moved by that. Yeah, no, I'm not, yeah, not really. And then the more and more and more that I was influenced, see what I did there, by social media, Instagram, YouTube, it was a mixture of both. Watching them both, I watched Jewish unbox this, I watched Amy again unbox this, watched a lot of Instagram on it, just became a bit obsessive, looking for the content on the Chanel 19, finding it, and then I had to have it. But I'm going to be honest, don't regret it at all. Absolutely love that bag. It's one of the bags that I absolutely recommend and love. So I don't have any regrets on being influenced. The last one, now the bag that won't be mentioned and will never be in, you know, the temple again, that we're still waiting on an outcome for. If anybody is sending me messages for an update, and you watch that video and you'll know what I'm talking about, I will link it. That bag, although I won't be showing that bag, but that bag was influenced by Shea Whitney. It's the colour on that bag, and I had saw it, or I had seen it on Shea Whitney's channel, and she had used it and showed it and loved it, and that's where that bag came from. But the last bag that I will actually be showing you on my channel, because, you know, let's not even go there, is this. Another one that I absolutely adore. Now, I was influenced on this. Did I think it? No, I was going to lie. I'm not going to lie. I was going to say that I knew I wanted to get a small Gabrielle by myself, but that's not right. That came from social media as well. I became interested in the Gabrielle in itself from social media. But then I was again watching Amy's channel, and Amy has the small Gabrielle in the burgundy colour. And I became obsessed. Absolutely loved it. Burgundy is a colour that I love. It's showing on camera there a little bit more orangey red than what it is. In real life, it's slightly deeper burgundy. And I loved it. So I saw it on Amy's channel. Kept watching the videos and looking at her pictures on her Instagram about the burgundy, and became a bit, yeah, that's the colour that I want. And then Laura, again from the CC Spy, also has this in the burgundy. So between the two of them, watching both of their pictures and looking at their pictures, they definitely influenced me to get this bag. And now I don't think have the strap. I think they have it like this without the big tacky Chanel strap, which I absolutely adore. But I think theirs doesn't have it. This one does have the big strap, which is obviously makes the bag more expensive. But I then was chatting with Laura on Instagram about it, and she just was like, yeah, it's a great bag. You won't regret it. Do it. And I did it. Now Dublin tracked this down for me. Dublin Chanel. It took a while. It was through this craziness, and orders and everything were going a bit skew-iff, but they eventually found it for me, and I absolutely love her. So again, ladies, thank you for influencing me. I have no regrets on that. But when I look around me and we look at the amount of bags that we have just looked at as being influenced on, you do see where the danger comes from. That's good coming from me, sitting here showing you bags. But we do see where the danger is of social media. I have no regrets, apart from the one we won't mention. I have no regrets. I love them all. They are my babies. They go into the temple of the bags because I carry the crazy over here. But there you go. That is my handbag collection as influenced, and who it was influenced by. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have enjoyed this. I hope that it has give you a little bit of escapism and a little bit of entertainment. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you're well. I hope your loved ones are good. Please take care, and I will see you again in the next one.